Hi, peoples. My name is Carla Holland Strange, and a lot of you already know me and know my story. And I keep over and over and over trying to tell my story, but it's a little bit hard because nobody really does a lot. You see, I lived in a little town called Marlin, Texas. And this is the first time I'm doing a live stream, so uh, that's why I'm retelling the story. I lived in a little town. I bought an old hospital, and I was going to turn it into a battered women's shelter called People of Worth and an animal rescue. The town didn't like that. You see, I was an adult movie producer and actress. And they got excited when they thought I was going to bring the dirty, dirty to town. But when what they wanted, they made my life hell from the get go. It escalated. I was, when living there, beaten, burned out, robbed, raped, everything but killed. That's what I got living in Marlin, Texas. I was at the police station nearly every single day making complaints. It got where one of the officers, his name was Burrell, he literally harassed me nearly to death, giving me dog leash tickets. I had my mother that was on hospice there. I couldn't even hardly survive because of the stress. Started off after all of this, it started off at 7:30 one morning. My building was on fire. I run to my building, and who's coming around the building at 7:30 in the morning? Officer Burrell. He chased me away from my own building, accusing me of burning my building when I had no insurance. Then, a month later, after I'd moved into a little rental house, an officer, West, started coming by all the time, wanting us to meet away from the house. We would trade favors. I just chided him on trying to get rid of him. One night I was walking to my building with a wheelbarrow. The man tells me to get in his car. We had to have a talk. Did you know that he made me leave my wheelbarrow on the side of the road? He told me 3 times to get in that car, and I kept telling him, no, I don't have any wants or warrants. I had a clean record. Finally, he got me in the car. I told him I'd go if he stopped at my mother's so I could let her know where I was and that I was safe. He drove right by my mother's, took me to an apartment, an abandoned looking apartment. I guess that's where they take all their dirty little secrets. And he made me go down on him. I did. I keep my life safe. You know, we have no rights to our bodies. We're just women, and I was in the sex field, so I had no rights to my own body. Fuck you, West. I have every right to my body. Turned him in, and all of my arrest began. First, it was the grass tickets, the dog tickets, $6,000 dog tickets. No other place has that. West stayed on for 6 months after he molested me. He took 2 more women to that apartment. One, he pulled her shoulder out of place. I filed a report on the 25th of January 2015. 3 days later, my little apartment was raided. I was handcuffed and set in a police car for 4 hours while they went through my panties and my toys, taking everything I owned, down to my clothes. They charged me with pimping and pandering, which I was home asleep. Don't even know any working girls there. They charged me with possession of a deadly drug, which was my blood thinner from having my bones broken, and possession of a controlled substance. But they couldn't tell me what it was, and I knew I didn't have anything. They charged me 3 times the bail that they would charge anybody else for the same charges. Now, prior to this, I had filed a complaint with the EPA. And so they were under investigation because of one of my complaints, because Marlin is famous for contaminated water and mercury poisoning and all sorts of things that they've done to the hobby women's unit. 18 months, I went back and forth to be reset. Did you know that there was, out of all my possessions, they had lost all of them? All that evidence, they said. There was never any drugs. They knew that. There was never any testing. How did I get indicted with no drugs? They admitted it in court. But what happened was I had moved to Dallas because it was 18 months and I had a new life. I missed court one day. They knew where I was. I missed that court. They gave me felony bail jumping and all those other charges. Brought me in. I spent 3 months in jail till I got to court. Then they told me that they were willing to drop all the charges because they had lost the evidence. All of my computers and all of my stuff gone. They put me in jail for 3 months before they took me to court. And by then, you've lost everything again. So they tell me that if I would take the felony bail jumping, they would drop the charges. Oh, and prostitution. Prostitution, too. I was desperate at that time to get out, and I did. I took it. But every single minute, I couldn't stand paying them a penny. I couldn't stand it, paying them for hurting me and destroying me. In September, they arrested me on the 28th of September 2018. I spent 3 months in jail in Marlin, where I was denied medical care, laying in the floor with high fevers, and I was denied medical care. Our water, the contaminated water, was broken, and we had flooding floors with urine and blood and women medicines and everything like that. Now, this contaminated water is bad. How many little teeny tiny towns have mental retardation rates that's outrageous and cancer rates that are off the chain? One. I have proof on all of this. And I've said the same story over and over. I went to prison. They tried to give me 10 years. They gave me 4. And I'm an excellent prisoner. So I got out on the first parole. Now, I've got a bunch of paperwork that I want to show you. Not only did they send me to prison, they changed my name. They convicted me under a wrong name, in which they knew my name because I bought land there. I lived there. They knew my tax records. They called me Carla Michelle with 2 L's. Mine's 1. Strange. Carla Michelle Holland Strange. Holland's my maiden name. When I finally get to prison, they list me as Carla Michelle Strange Holland. None of my family could find me. None of my family or friends could find me. They didn't know where I was because you have to type in the name right to find that inmate. I had no money. I had no way to even send out letters. I wrote the ACLU 7 times. Got no response. The Innocence Projects. When I got to the Woodman unit, being they were friends with the sheriff, they decided to punish me. I spent 6 weeks in solitary confinement with them saying, "You're not being punished. We just don't have a place for you." Solitary for 6 weeks. When I come out of solitary, they knew I'd had 30 surgeries in my stomach area. They put me on heavy duty cleaning detail where their mop buckets wouldn't roll. You had to lift them full of water. My intestines were torn in 3 places. And my stomach's sealed. So I have to be on liquid diet. I got out. But how can... Now my family's here. I knew I wouldn't ever finish a YouTube. I've been trying to do this for 3 days.
Well,
it's hubby.
You can do it.
Anyway, I want to know how in the United States they can get by with this. How can they convict me when I have no history? I don't have a criminal history. They convicted me and changed my name. Did you know that I don't even drink? And I have to go to AA 3 times a week? Why? I don't drink. Did you know that I have to go to a mental health clinic and I have to be put on medication, even though I don't take medications and I don't have anything but a history of depression postpartum? My kids are grown. And they want me to be on medications. I've had a family with pharmaceutical addictions. Why in the hell would I take pills? You're being forced into stuff that you don't want and you don't choose for your own body. I'm tired of this. And I won't shut up. I've told them. I've found out all their dirty little secrets about all their fake nonprofits, and they're not paying, and they're not paying. In fact, they're funneling it for the cartel, if you want to know the truth about it. But if you pull up Marlin, Texas, and Google it, Marlin, Texas nonprofits, look at their nonprofit sheets. They all claim 0. The dumbasses didn't know you don't have to pay tax on it, but you got to claim it. IRS fraud. Land swindles. Corruption through and through. Google sexual misconduct and Ricky Scaman, the sheriff, or Marlin Police Department sexual misconduct, or any of it. Falls County. Anyway, peace out, people. And just so y'all know, Carla really was in prison. Right, honey?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, Jeffrey had to marry me to. Okay, look here.
I didn't have to marry.
Well, I got him pregnant. Anyway. See, I can't even get my nothing done because I don't know my name. I have no idea what my real name is anymore. It's just shocking because I had one a long time ago. See, prisons. These are all sick bay calls where my guts were ripped out and nobody paid. My home was burnt. My possessions are gone. My dogs are dead, except Hooch. Nobody paid. Someone's got to pay me because I'll never stop. And I guarantee you, I'm on parole, but you'll have to set me up to have anything wrong on me. Jeff sets on me all the time. I don't get to go anywhere. I don't do anything. Plus, I don't have an ID. I can't even go out bar hopping. Not that I have in a million years. But anyway, peace out, people. Going to end the stream. This first time I did live, so I had it all elaborately done, trying to do it, where it couldn't be fucked with. And we just settled for this old way. But anyway, peace out, people. Many blessings. Massive orgasms when you can have them. Marlin, I don't stop. I won't stop. I'm not scared of you. If you send me back to prison, I've got some friends there. Hell, they'll put me right where my daddy had been born. So the guards were kind of nice to me. Peace out. Remember, people, it could be your daughter, your mother, your aunt, your sister. And if she doesn't have a voice, I don't know. I still pray that they're going to drop off into a sinkhole. I hope the whole town drops into a sinkhole because they don't have hearts. Hope they didn't think I just shot them in the finger. Oh, God. Oh, God.